Well, welcome back to Living History with Dr. Herman Giersch and one of his former students, Ed Minshall. And we're talking about Herman Giersch's father, who was ran a machine shop in Bryn Mawr, but he also was quite a musician.
Right.
And Ed has a question he wants to ask Herman.
Yeah, Herman, I remember something about your dad with the tuba. He accomplished a lot. He switched to the tuba because of his disability for the
left hand.
So tell us about that. That's really an interesting.
Well, he decided, since he had a good right hand, he could get and play an instrument. So he decided the tuba, rather than, let's say, the trumpet or the French horn and so on, tuba, and he became one of the best tuba players in this part of the area, and Philadelphia area, and he not only became a good player, but he played in different kind of bands, marching bands, symphony orchestras, jazz bands. Oh, he played so much. Well, we didn't call it jazz bands in those days. They were dance bands. But he played in, and I'm sure that his playing in those dance bands especially helped to pay our way through college.
Yes.
I never knew how Dad did that.
Yeah.
Because in 35, he was lost his business. He was bankrupt, and that's why he had to give up everything there in Bryn Mawr. We moved to King of Prussia. But
now let's pursue that a minute. So during the Depression, I guess not enough people were coming in to get their cars repaired.
Exactly.
And he had owned his shop, he owned his house, but because of the financial situation, he lost them both.
The whole thing.
And the playing in the musical wasn't enough to carry on the expenses.
Oh, no. But I mean, it helped.
It helped, yeah.
And another thing that helped, in as much as he had started Paul and me on clarinet as little kids, I guess it must have been around maybe 9th grade or 10th grade we started on saxophone. So Dad knew some musicians from Norristown, and Paul and I used to get jobs playing, as example, in the Lansdale Moose Lodge, and we'd come home every Saturday night with $6. Boy, that's a lot of money in those days.
So you'd give that money to your parents
to
help?
Right, to Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
And,
now, Herman, you went to the, let me see, I don't know quite where to go here, but let's talk about a relative. Who is that person?
Oh, God, let's
who is that person?
That was Aunt Tweet. Aunt Tweet.
What was her real name?
Helen Louise.
Giersch. Giersch.
And but she was so sweet and such a small lady that she was called Aunt Tweet. And everybody knew her as Tweet. But I don't know what she had the right physical, but she lasted 106 years. 106.
Just died a couple years ago.
Just last year.
2009, I think it was.
And I understand that she was walking the day before.
I wouldn't doubt it.
She passed away.
Yeah, and her mind was good.
Yeah.
Mine was
and
good.
she was
she
really
was,
sharp.
You know, for the audience's benefit, 80 or early 90 Herman Giersch would say, my aunt. You know, you an aunt? He said, oh, yes, she's 105.
Yeah, no, that was
I only have 3 years to go to hit 100.
Yeah.
97.
Well, now, tell me.
But one thing, she would, about her thinking, she would never go to bed at night until she finished her crossword puzzle for the day.
Oh, might have helped to keep her going.
Sure.
Now, she was in the class of 1920 at Lower Merion.
People say that, but I'm sure she was a class of 21.
21.
All
right. So she was about...
It started in 20, but it was ended in 21, yeah.
So she was about 11 years older than you?
Exactly,
exactly. Okay. And she became Mrs. Meeks.
Meeks, yeah.
And moved over to New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay, and she worked for a golf course? Tell me. And when she retired, what happened?
She worked with them for a long time. I don't know how many years it is. I was going to say 50, but it was a long time. She worked for them, and when they loved her, everything, they loved her all the time. When she retired, they gave her a check for $10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a lot of money for a golf course.
Yeah, for a golf course.
Yeah.
My God.
You know, Herman, I found, and I don't know if I can dig through it here, but I found in my notes that she, in the class of 1920, that she won the commercial prize on commencement day. They gave her a prize for a commercial student, which I thought was interesting.
Possibly, yeah.
Did she stay as a secretary during her life at the golf course?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she was adept when she was a kid, but she got that prize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope you show them the picture of Edith sometime.
Yes, yes. Well, that's coming up. That's coming up.
My
His
favorite.
sweetheart from Lower Merion.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to get over to the schools that you attended, and let me see. So you started at the Bryn Mawr School, which was right close, just up the street
Yes,
from where
we're
you
going
lived.
Lancaster Road, Lancaster Pike.
Yeah. So you just walked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was the old Bryn Mawr. That was the first Bryn Mawr.
That's right, the first.
Right, and that was near that, if people remember,
Right.
where there used to be a white horse in the hardware store. It was down a couple of buildings from that, near the Bryn Mawr Fire Company. And this is the old Bryn Mawr School, the first
That's
Bryn
it.
Mawr School
That's it.
on Lancaster Avenue.
Oh, gosh.
And about 1915, the school district decided that school didn't have enough playgrounds and the facility was getting old.
Not 1950.
15.
Oh, 15, right.
So they built a new one down by Bryn Mawr Hospital. And the thing that I think is interesting about this shot is that there's just one square building.
One section, yeah.
Okay, well, then you go,
Yeah.
and a few years later they added a wing.
Expanded.
Yeah, they added a wing to it.
Well, they
And that-
started this about 1915, I
That's
think.
right, that's right. And didn't you say you had maybe 2 years here?
3 years there, 1, 2, 3.
All
Then
right,
the
and
fourth
then you
grade-
went over.
Fourth grade, yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2.
So the school district was using this for the primary, maybe.
Yeah, well. Oh, no, this was a complete elementary school.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why didn't you go?
Because
4,
they
5,
closed
6?
that one.
Oh,
And
and
opened
then you
it.
went over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
They closed that and opened the new
All
school.
right. And then finally, the Bryn Mawr School became with 2 wings on either side. They started with a little one. And I've never seen a school building built that way, where you start with
Yeah,
one and
and
add
then
to
open
it.
up.
It looked like it was original, though, because it fit.
Yes, 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 yes.
Design.
That's right across from the Bryn Mawr
Yes.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Now, after you went to the Bryn Mawr School, then you went to
Ardmore Junior High
where would you go?
School.
Lower Merion Township Junior High.
Enter to learn, go forth,
Forth
to
to
serve.
serve, which had an impact on you.
Oh, absolutely.
And then finally you went to
Yep.
Lower Merion High School,
Yeah.
which was built on that site in 1910. Before that, it had been over on Ardmore Avenue,
Yeah.
over by the post office,
And that's when they had a circular.
semicircular
See.
drive with the buses.
Yeah.
And those buses were auto cars made in Ardmore or Studebakers.
That doesn't
Yeah, there
exist
was it.
anymore.
No,
That
no,
doesn't-
this building was torn down in '63. Right. Okay, and then you went to Ballackinwood. Well, no, wait. Who is that?
Who is that?
Who is that?
Put
your glasses on.
Yeah, it looks like my high school picture.
Okay, from 1932.
32, yeah.
Yeah.
Edith really loves that picture.
Oh,
Edith?
Edith loves that picture.
your wife
She
loves
said,
it.
"Look at all that hair."
Yeah. And it says that Herman was in the band and the orchestra for sophomore, junior, senior.
Right.
Herm, I called you Herm.
Right.
Herm is known as a member of both the orchestra and the band, being an officer in the latter. He intends to take up the study of music seriously with the object of becoming a music teacher. Wishing him good luck.
Yeah.
And isn't
Boy,
that...
that's prophecy.
Yeah, and how
nice.
many of us knew in high school
know.
what we were going to be?
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that Dr. Beach was very important in me getting into Lower Merion.
Oh.
because he knew I was, and I, even after I was going to college, I used to come down in a little orchestra he had in the evening.
Oh.
A symphonette, he called it.
Okay. At Westchester.
Well, when I was at Westchester, I came down there to rehearse with him.
Okay.
And I even wrote some music for him.
Now, when you were teaching at well, let me see. Let's go down to Delaware. What'd you do down in Delaware for 1 year?
Marshallton,
Delaware. And what happened down there?
Do you mind if I tell you this?
No, go ahead.
I wanted the children to know how to pronounce my German name. Giersch is spelled Giersch. I wanted to spell it because a lot of people call me Giersch, and it's okay. So I said to children, just think of a gear shift in a car, and I was Mr. Gear Shift all year. The last time I did that.
Well, now you were there 1 year, and
Right.
then how'd you happen to go to the Kinwood School?
Well, there was an opening in the Kinwood School too, and that's why I think that Dr. Beets had something to do with it.
Oh.
It may have also been the superintendent, because he and I think Dad did some lawnmowers for them or something.
Okay.
They had a connection. But I think that Dr. Beets thought they wanted to get me into Lower Merion.
And Beets had known you because he was the orchestra band
and
teacher
orchestra
at Lower Merion.
Lower Merion.
And you had been his student. And now I can see that we're just about out of time here, so we're going to have to wrap up for the moment, and we'll go into the next portion. This is Ted Goldsborough with Living History, and we've been talking to Dr. Herman Giersch and his former student Ed Minshall.